let's get down to the game. Let's get down to Manfield and see how things are going to go. The most storied, the 63rd playing of G2 versus NRG is James and Corelli on the call.
Corelli, you have to love this classic matchup, and it really just takes you back to the days of the Big Three, doesn't it?
In a quarterfinals, James, in a top 8 situation, oh my goodness. I love the stats that Wavefun brought up, and that just, like you said, it throws you all the way back. But boy, is it a different landscape here today. And G2, they have looked like world beaters coming into this matchup. NRG, they have a long road ahead of them if they're going to try and take down this G2 squad.
You're absolutely right, Corelli, and it has been a rocky road for NRG as of late. You know, there's been a lot of eyes on them after they've struggled to reach the heights they have in the past, but if you just take a step back, 6th in the last split is not that bad for any team.
That's the thing about NRG. A couple top 12s and a top 4 kept them 6th in points, and they're sitting top 8 right now. You got to give NRG some credit, and you can kind of see some frustrations coming out from players on NRG because it feels like a lot of people haven't been giving them that credit. And I think this group stage they came out of was a really strong group, especially with the way M80's performed. And I think NRG have a great shot here today.
Already they're starting off with some demos. One from Squishy. Garrett perhaps looking for Justin on the tip over. Maybe. And a credit just has to be earned at this point for NRG, and they could get a lot here, but G2, Gibbs said a mediocre split last split. I think it was a pretty good one overall for G2. A consistent team, and as he pointed out, perhaps the favorite here in North America for this event, and they're having a moment now responding. Garrett trying to get this corner boost, attempting the clear double commit from Squishy and Justin, but it won't be too bad. Justin back down to the ground. Chicago with a poke by now. Justin last back, wonderfully controlled. Catching it now, taking it down to the middle. Garrett with a disruptive hit. Down JNAP's trying to clear it down. Justin stops him at the midfield. Closely matched, both teams fighting for this possession.
And I think you used the perfect word there, James. Disruptive from Garrett. That's how I would describe him yesterday in the group stage and in their game against Knights. He's been playing quite well here for NRG. Feels energized watching him play. A lot of flip resets, kind of old Garrett style. And I think NRG are better for it. Here he comes, trying to chase after this one to the back wall, and Atomic get a great pinch to push that one away.
Flip resets and also double taps. Now there was a time, hold on. Speaking of double taps, Chicago double tap pass to the middle. JNAP's jumped, but he couldn't get the shot. Now Atomic leaving that. JNAP's with a 50 will pop it over. Justin in the corner. We'll have to, he fakes the flip reset. Chicago calls the bluff. A traded demo. Now Chicago keeping this pressure on. Atomic nicely passed out to the middle. JNAP's with a shot. The demo on the goal line, but Justin with a big save will keep NRG in it.
A lot of physical play coming out as well. Demos left and right. A couple of demos as well. And yet, NRG weathering the storm. Another one comes out from Atomic. Now Chicago wants to take himself off the crossbar. JNAP's, can he drop it down space again from Justin? NRG will not crack.
But the demos from G2, you feel like eventually they'll break through. These demos have been incredible. The shots just off, that one off the crossbar. The high shots from G2 being saved. Justin with a spectacular defensive performance in game 1. Garrett has Justin off to the left, and he stopped, but Squishy now taking it up. Double tap, he gets bumped. Rebound out to Justin, and Chicago takes the turn, making an epic save.
Great poise there from Chicago, but they got to play this next one. Garrett, a lot of solo plays coming out from him. Definitely threatening. Now Squishy looking for the pass over to Justin. Pre-flips to get a touch. And G2 scrambling from possession, and Justin gets a demo on JNAPS, and a good clear from Chicago. He relieves some pressure for a moment as G2 trying to get organized.
Ball off the corner to Garrett. Garrett, will he go for net? Yes, he does, and he nails it. Top corner, NRG strike first.
And you felt like even with the defense they had to put up, the offense here the last 30 seconds or so had looked really good. Quality touches to keep it awkward for G2. The setup finally came, and you got your shooter and Garrett to put it away.
Oh, what a well-placed shot. Putting that upper 90, Atomic was streaking through. Had a chance, would have had to backflip right away to block that top corner. But NRG, especially as of late, Corelli has struggled to close out these close games in the final minute when they've had the lead. We'll see if they can do it here against G2, or if G2 can break through. They've had a lot of pressure, some very good opportunities. Now have another one. Chicago, maybe looking for a quick pass, didn't find it.
G2 certainly will be frustrated to be shut out here in game one, if that is the case. They've had 7 shots here, and it feels like they've had more. They've just had a ton of pressure over NRG. You see these long arcing clears.
Oh, he's going for the
second touch. Atomic, he wanted it, but didn't get it, and it almost let Justin have a free shot. Now JNAP's less than 10 seconds to go. This one bouncing towards net. Atomic's gonna pitch it off his goal line. Another shot comes through from Justin, and NRG, the dagger in game one.
And this was such a smart play from Justin. Get that demo. I don't even know if he saw him, but he prevents the counterattack. And then he puts a shot right on target, and that is gonna seal this first game for NRG. And Corelli, there was a lot of back and forth at the beginning of this game. We saw some demos from G2, which have worked so well for G2 in this NRG matchup in the past, especially Chicago, one of those annoying players. JNAP's also a player that can really get in there with demos, but NRG, they stepped up defensively, and Justin especially. You saw multiple saves from Justin where he had to get high and block that high shot, and he was able to do it in a very tight situation.
And I feel like it was great organization and communication from NRG as well. Players staying in the right spot when they had to make some tough saves, or when they were playing man down with the demos coming out from G2 as well. But I think another big thing to focus on was NRG coming into this. They were 13th in the regionals in goals per game as a team. They've scored 2 here and shut out G2. That was a big worry for me for NRG, not scoring enough goals just to top the other team. Shutting out G2, who have only dropped 2 games and crushed version 1 yesterday. That's a good start for NRG.
And interestingly enough, Corelli, just looking at yesterday's group performance as well, every win that they had in groups, they shut the other team out. And in the groups, they didn't manage to score more than 2 goals a game. So NRG, what has been bringing them to the next level actually has been their defense.
Yeah.
As Gibbs said, the only time yesterday they scored more than 2 goals was a single game against the Knights. So they're not putting up big numbers offensively, but defensively, they are making stop after stop, and they did it in game 1 against G2.
And yeah, I mean, I think that's the big thing here is game 1 was a testament to what you're saying. We'll see if G2 can make any adjustments. Find the back of the net. That's a great shot, Justin, on the goal line. Garrett makes another save, and somehow NRG keep G2 out again.
Well, but you feel like it can't last forever. G2, so many good looks. One is bound to fall for him. And the other thing about G2, Corelli, is they are a team that, oh, here we go, and Justin, another save. It was awkward for him. And now you see a double commit. This is NRG struggling to keep their head above water. The waves of G2 continue to crash over them.
Justin's almost at 300 points. He's got 4 saves now in the first minute, and now a flip reset. Can he put this one away? Trying to go under JNAP's. Garrett gonna try and keep it awkward. A second touch across the net is denied by Chicago.
Defense really is something else for NRG. You saw Justin going for that flip reset into the flick. Comfortable in the air. Another flip reset there from Garrett. It's collected from Chicago, who's bumped off the ball. Justin bumped by JNAPs. Now counterattack opportunity, but no one from G2 goes for it. Panic, the dunk from Squishy, and a tip from JNAPs will get that off the goal line. G2, they're able to escape from a tight situation on their own.
Good defense there from G2. You can see Justin, when he's threatening like that, the chaos that ensues for a defense, and G2 did well to keep players behind the ball. Here's an awkward one after Justin. He puts it behind the defenders, and NRG into the lead.
In this clear, I mean, Squishy beats one nicely. Atomic wanted to get more height, or maybe he was trying to get a quick pass to JNAP, but it was sniffed out. And NRG at the bumper of Justin take the lead. Justin, 455 points. You called it out early. He's starting to rack up the numbers.
My goodness. And four saves to his name. And now a fifth one coming out from Justin. A defensive masterclass here. He's had some incredible saves. Now Garrett looks for the pinch. And G2 have got to get their offense going here. NRG's defense has just been too strong.
Justin with a demo as well. Justin the fake. Now the late flick going for a 50. He takes two defenders and essentially takes them out of the play, forcing the possession back to NRG. Now Garrett to the backboard. Atomic has been last back a few times and he hasn't been flawless. Another ball back to the middle. Justin can't get the hit. Atomic with the demo. Now Garrett last back. Atomic on the prowl. Garrett dodges the bump. Hits the clear. Big play from Garrett G.
And boy, what a frustrating couple of games here, or game and a half for G2. 6 shots here, and maybe another opportunity, but it pitches high over the net for Atomic off the challenge from the last man. And again, G2 struggling to get by that final defender for NRG.
That was a wild bounce, the ball. Ping-ponging around. Now NRG on the attack once more. G2 yet to score. The lockdown defense from NRG has been stellar. Garrett on that last play had to dodge Atomic, who already had one demo. Now the infield pass. The shot will go wide. Atomic just trying to keep possession. Beat Squishy to the ball in the corner, and there it is. JNaps will put this in thanks to the smart play from Atomic.
Whew. I think a sigh of relief here for G2. Great touch there from Atomic. And I mean, James, they've had a ton of setups. This isn't like their first big chance where they could score. It's been a game and a half now where they've been able to have a quality shot on net, and either the defense has jumped in front of it or the shot's gone wide. But for G2 now, they find the equalizer. They're trying to battle back here.
And Corelli, I think the difference was, hold on. Chicago will clear that off the line. But you saw, the immediate shot. Justin, he's just picking up the scraps. He finds these rebound opportunities. He's just waiting, playing so close, and a quick turn catches all of G2 by surprise. They were all lined up. It was like a collateral.
Nobody jumped. It went over all three of their heads, and not a single player jumped up after it. Justin's shot, so much power, came out of nowhere. No one was expecting it.
Made you scratch your head a little bit. All three G2 members in a line, no one jumping. Now an awkward ball for Garrett. Doesn't have much boost either, and that's gonna be a response. Garrett, a very difficult situation, and a well-placed hit by Atomic, who's now been key for both G2 goals.
You called it out. He had 32 boosts on the goal line, and there was no shot of him getting the touch before the ball hit the back wall, so he had to go up after. And in most cases for defenders, you're going to be the last man to the ball. The offense has an easier read on that one. And G2 able to take advantage that time.
And Atomic has been that step-up performer so far for G2. And that first goal, you know, he realized NRG was blocking a lot of the well-placed shots on net. So he played the possession game, hit it off to the corner, was able to feed it to JNaps. And that time getting a nicely placed pass, recognizing that Garrett was last back, and that one almost bouncing in. Precarious moment there.
I really like watching the NRG rotation right now. Hold on a second. Justin's got to get a touch, and he does on the in-and-out save. But they're rotating ball side a lot of these plays, and they're moving as a unit as well. First man goes in. There's a second man immediately on the next challenge. Big difference here. I think that's what's shutting down G2's attacks.
And that's what got Justin that second goal. As we are poised for overtime, we get it. Game 2. NRG's defense, it's been lights out, but Atomic has been whittling it away. Can he be the difference here? Will someone else from G2 step up? Or can NRG get a key win here in overtime? There's a beat. JNaps. Tipped by Garrett. Atomic shoots it. Squishy was ready for it.
Atomic's still somehow behind the ball there, but great defense again from NRG. They put up 9 saves here in game 2. As Garrett looking for the back wall, denied by JNaps, and G2 tried to transition onto that one, but again, NRG doing well to push it away.
Garrett wasn't able to get that disruptive touch. Chicago was able to get the double tap and get to demo. Atomic up against Justin, fakes the challenge and will turn around. Now Garrett booming it over one. Justin doesn't have the boost. He'll be out of the play. Ball out to Squishy, low shot.
Whoa.
Atomic has him red. Squishy had the entire net to shoot on in that 1v1 showdown. Atomic proved to be the better player.
Yeah, I think Squishy, he hit that one quite well. Low is where you want to hit that one, and yet Atomic got all the way back down and flipped that one out of the net. And now G2, JNAP, set up touch. Tries to take the challenge, and it pinches wide of the net. Justin with a lot of time here. He takes it himself. Doesn't have a ton of options. Garrett waiting in the midfield. And nobody opting to go here from NRG as G2 tries to throw it downfield.
Justin taking this to the corner, and it's starting to feel like an Atomic versus Justin showdown just a little bit, isn't it, Corelli?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think of how well Atomic played yesterday. Number 3 player overall in player rating. Had a fantastic showing. Tons of flip reset goals from Atomic as well. And in this game, he's got 5 shots. He's got a goal here. He was kind of shut down, I think, in game 1. Obviously, everyone was from G2. But he's got to be the difference maker here, and he has defensively and offensively so far in game 2. But now Justin denied by JNAPS.
And that was such a smart play from Squishy to weave that around the defense and lay it up in the middle for a shot. Now another good 50 from Squishy. Infield pass. Justin will get blocked. G2 quickly shutting these plays down, but Justin gets a demo. Pass from Garrett to Justin. Justin off the ceiling. Squishy a bit late to the play, and now we'll have to retreat.
Feels like more and more of a chess match now. And I don't feel like G2 are getting as many opportunities as they were earlier on. It's been a lot of NRG on this G2 side. Chicago wants to receive this pass. What a touch from Chicago. Past the first man, now 2 down. NRG, the last man back is Justin in. An awkward ball here for Atomic. Wasn't able to get a hold of it.
Double commit as well from NRG. JNAPS hits it backwards. The pressure off a bit, and that is a massive win from Justin. But now Atomic off the ceiling, going for a crazy read. Rebound out to JNAPS, who puts it high. Now Justin, he's on the dribble. Pops it up high. Goes for the shot. Atomic, a bit awkward. He'll tip it straight up in the air, and JNAPS will clear it out.
Oh man, Justin, 860 points. He's got to come up big here, a flick over. Forces Squishy to go on the save. Chicago off the back wall. Atomic just trying to keep it out of the hands of NRG. A pass over, and it's too high for Chicago.
Garrett ran into Justin on the respawn. Garrett floating out into the middle of the field with no boost. This is awkward. Garrett misses. Chicago, Squishy back just in the nick of time, but it doesn't matter. Atomic will put that one in. G2, the mounting pressure finally blows.
Oh man, and there was just nobody in the vicinity of the ball from NRG. Squishy did everything he could. And with 13 saves from NRG, it's not enough to deny G2.
That was game 2. That was game 2. I mean, this is unbelievable. That game felt like a game 7 grand final.
Yeah.
But I think that shows you how much the players, you know, this is a massive game for these players. You have big names going out round 1, phase version 1, teams that you expect to make the major going out early. That makes if you can make a deep run, it would make it even more valuable. And NRG, G2, this win to get top 4, the amount of points you'd get, you'd be setting yourself up for that major appearance. It would be massive, Corelli.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially as you're just kind of alluding to, you already have teams like FaZe out. I was mentioning this on the broadcast yesterday. FaZe are out, version 1 are out. These are teams that have been consistently finishing at the end of splits top 5, and they don't normally have performances like this. And for NRG, as we were alluding to before this series, they've been sticking around in that 6th spot just outside of major contention. And this is a huge opportunity for them. And honestly, I feel like NRG has been playing really well. Defensively, they've been rock solid. I mean, unfortunately, when you give up 17 shots to G2, you kind of expect that you're going to give up a few. But I think overall, defensively has been super strong. But honestly, offensively as well, they've looked great.
But they still have not managed to break that two-goal mark. NRG, despite the great defense, still need a little bit more offensively, especially if they're going to get over this G2 squad who was really ramping things up, and you wonder if eventually G2 is just going to figure out this defense.
Oh my. Huge whiff there from Justin. Squishy. What a turnaround from JNaps as well. Squishy had to like watch that one go over his head and wait to see what JNaps had. And now Squishy wants to take it himself. He's broken up by Atomic. JNaps waiting to go, and he'll take his time now. Garrett beats him to the ball. Justin flick on towards net. Atomic once again on the top of his net. Has to make another save. Seems like every shot from NRG is saved from Atomic coming off his back wall.
Atomic, what a game he had, game 2. Offensively and defensively, he was the impact player out there on the field. And he's already making a mark here with those 2 early saves. Now feeding to Chicago. Chicago going for a double tap. JNaps has to back up. Awkward ball, but Atomic does rotate back.
Yeah, guess where? The back wall again.
Oh,
that man lives there. And now he's going to take this one by himself and denied by Garrett. A great flick on from Justin to get NRG out.
Justin hustling back, going for a pass down to the middle now. Numbers advantage for G2, going for the bump. Garrett jumps very early. Rebound still. Bump on the goal line. Garrett, the airstrike save coming down from the skies. NRG make another big stop.
Oh, scary here. Atomic with a flip reset. Gets it by the first man, but it goes high. And Justin there to clear it away. A scary situation when you've got Atomic with the flip reset loaded behind the ball.
Here's a demo from Garrett. Garrett now waiting for the pass. Justin, will he go solo? The flip reset, it's a low pass, maybe a shot, not sure. Either way, it fizzled out. G2 on the counter. Atomic, the poke, the double tap pass, it's a good one, but Squishy will be there first. JNaps a bit hesitant. We've seen JNaps in that third man situation a few times now, decide not to take that risk of moving up.
Again, James, I pointed out a couple times, but I just want to say, I feel like NRG looks so different here in this regional altogether. I feel like defensively, they are so much more eager to push downfield together. They move as a unit, and Squishy off the crossbar is going to drop that one in.
You're a genius, Corelli. Moving it as you. I mean, Squishy and Justin in lockstep. Squishy was right behind him waiting for that play, and Squishy putting that bar down. That is a massive goal for NRG. And now NRG just past the halfway point, take the lead. Will G2 respond? Flip reset from JNaps. I don't know if he used it. Light shot. And Garrett clearing it over to Justin, who leaves it for Garrett to continue marching it downfield. Awkward hit. Well played by Atomic to block the shot.
Oh, what a touch from Justin. Oh my goodness. If that one was on target, he had Chicago beat. That happened so quickly to set himself up. And G2 a little panic here.
What the? Justin is playing such a disruptive game. He just caught that ball into a dribble before rotating out. Squishy hustling back. There's a demo. This is really awkward for NRG. Squishy on 0, picking up a small pad. JNaps sees Chicago waiting. Nice play, but still Justin reads it and clears it downfield. The break is on for NRG.
Great first touch from Atomic, and now the demo still with the ball in his control, and Squishy forced to turn quickly. Justin quickly back into the attack. Squishy goes for a bump, and Justin can't get through Chicago.
Now back up in the air. Justin will stay on it. Down in one miss. Garrett with a quick turn. Good communication from NRG. Squishy was too far back, and now a save from Atomic. Justin back into the play. Can't get the double ball.
Uh-oh.
Now a pass to Atomic. Atomic! Whoa. Oh my! You cannot shoot that ball better.
My man is eating with a shot like that. That is a perfectly hit ball, and it only says 59 miles an hour. It came off the crossbar at the end. Boy, is that a tough one to save. And that's the scary thing about G2. You give them a bit of space to work, and it's a masterpiece every time.
I think he used his flip the last possible second, and he just slammed that ball in.
Oh no.
Wait, what? How does this go in?
And what happened here? Justin and Garrett got tied up, squished the last man, plenty of boost.
Just missed.
Get the read.
That was so strange. It looked like Squishy was called off. I'm not sure, because, I mean, he could have made the play on the ball. A defensive breakdown from NRG in the final moment might cost him the game.
So that time, and Garrett can be a hero here. Justin gets a second touch out of nowhere. Was already up for that clear. Atomic happy to take a few more seconds off the clock. Squishy trying to make amends. Justin there, denied by JNaps once more, but NRG ramping up the attack. Garrett waiting for his time to go. He's got Squishy in the corner. G2 getting a touch here and there, but not enough to dispossess NRG. Justin, another attack towards net. Here comes Squishy now. NRG, a full court press here in the final seconds. Can Garrett find anything off this double tap? Not even close on the angle, and G2 trying to get control. And it's been hard for them here in these final 10.
And that is a massive 50-50 win from JNaps. Now this one bouncing down off the ceiling, and G2 take game 3. And Corelli, you feel like this G2 train is starting to get moving, and it might be tough for NRG to stop.
I think NRG's defense, they've proven to be good enough to beat G2's offense here. But when it comes to a game like this, with that kind of press, especially at the end of this game, you feel like NRG had to get a higher quality shot there at the end. And of course, the big mistake to let G2 take the lead late. You can't afford that here. Not if you're NRG and not when you're playing G2.
That was a head scratcher. You wonder what exactly happened. And I think we might get another look at it on this replay package right here. Squishy's up and he just dodges around the ball. He was air rolling and it looked intentional that he let that ball through. So I'm not sure what the comm was or what happened there, but regardless, NRG not on the exact same page, and that defensive blunder cost him the game. And it was a very tight game. The defense from NRG holding up, but G2 now back-to-back games, Corelli, has found a way to pierce that armor.
Yeah, and I think if you're G2, you don't look at that game and be like, okay, let's try and replicate exactly that, because of course they got that last goal off of a humongous mistake, which you're not going to bank on from NRG. So for G2, you still got to keep pressing that offense, and you got to put the ball in the hands of Atomic, and he's got his first attack here for G2, who's trying to get an early go-ahead goal.
Atomic has been phenomenal. All around performance from him today on both sides of the ball, doing work. Chicago will take this ball high. Late second touch, we'll get a 50 Garrett, who's also had some great stops in those 2v1 situations. Managed to come out unscathed. Now Squishy, the low 50. He didn't have much boost, but it was no problem for him.
So smart, especially when I think Atomic moves away from this play, doesn't get back to it in time. Squishy knew that he had no boost. He wasn't going to get over the top. The ball was already in front of him. So he just takes the challenge head on, baits that defender to dive at it, and then instantly pushes it through. Great work there from Squishy. It was kind of like what Jorby was talking about with Lost in the pre-show. Great example there of just delaying your attack onto the ball in front of the net. You can push it right through that last man.
Sometimes necessity, the mother of invention. Squishy running out of boost, couldn't do much else. But I also think that's a really important play for Squishy. That demo, Garrett, was he in the air when he got demoed?
I was looking at Squishy's cam. He had no boost, watching that one float towards the top of his net. And another demo comes out from G2. They are eliminating these NRG players, trying to get the advantage. And now JNaps lobs this one towards net, denied again by Squishy.
Great job from Squishy to dodge the bump attempt. And low boost, make the play. Now pinch back, Garrett. Out to the middle. This is going to be a hope. Wait, what? I thought it was hopeless, but there's always Justin. And now Pitt full field. Justin flips the game on its head.
How did he do that? Chicago went into the challenge, and Justin a split second late means it's pitching towards your net. And NRG are up 2-0.
I don't know what I just witnessed. Justin, he might do something again here. The 50. Squishy will go towards net. That one just high. A crazy play. What a showdown we're experiencing, Corelli.
I was about to say, now we're kind of seeing, we're going to see a different side of G2. Oh my goodness, Chicago pre-jumped this shot off the pass. They've got to press now. They got 3 minutes, plenty of time for G2, and the offense has been pretty good. They've put up 8 shots here before halftime. Atomic, maybe a free double tap, but Squishy punches it out of the way. An uppercut for the defense. Now JNaps will drop it down on the crossbar and a tap in for Chicago, and G2 get one back.
Fantastic boost stealing from G2. They were taking the corners. You could see players from NRG just looking for scraps. These small pads here and there, eventually getting worn down. JNF didn't score it on the first shot, but did well enough to get that opportunity over to Chicago. Plenty of time left as well. G2, they could come roaring back. They have shown their resilience many times throughout the season and throughout the many years that they've competed. And yet they're never out of it, especially in a situation like this.
Throughout this series as well, NRG have scored the first goal in every single one of these games. So it has been at G2 to, if they are going to win the game, to come back into it, even if it's just a single goal. Now a little passing play here from G2 is easily broken up by Garrett.
Garrett, another win. JNaps will be stopped by Justin. Chicago with a demo off ball. That'll give Atomic lots of space. Takes it down into a dribble, pops it over one. But Squishy will get back to the play. Squishy going for a 50. JNaps gets elevated out to the middle of the field. Garrett will keep possession. Now back to the corner. Atomic zoned Garrett out and forced him to try to make that possession play. Buy some time for G2.
Oh
but now the infield pass. A skip save from Atomic.
A little slice and dice there from Squishy, and it's not over for NRG. They're trying to keep Chicago corralled to his own side. Atomic very patient on this challenge. Will finally get G2 out. And now Justin looking for options. No one there on the left side. It's only Chicago. It's only G2. And here comes Chicago. He's punted out of the way by Garrett. JNap trying to force it for G2. Still down by 1 goal, let's remember here, with just over a minute to go.
Wonderful speed there from Justin to beat Atomic to that ball. And that puts NRG on the attack. Pinch back out. Chicago up. Keeping the ball close. The 50 off the ceiling and down. Squishy a bit awkward, but still gets it to the corner. Atomic going for the 50. But Garrett sneaks it by him. Still not out of harm's way yet. NRG have to battle out. Chicago trying to get this up the wall. Beats out Justin over to Atomic. Atomic can't get the double tap angle. Now off the ceiling. Atomic, the double tap, but it goes wide. A hairy situation. NRG barely escaped.
I'll be honest,
G2 start to build the pressure though.
I don't know how they got out of that one. That one was so dangerous. Now Atomic with the demo on Justin. But Garrett trying to keep possession. He did get the boost. Atomic punched out of the way here, and now Squishy an opportunity trying to get physical with JNaps. NRG looking for the dagger here in game 4.
Garrett taking it across net. Atomic couldn't touch that ball, otherwise he risked own goaling it. No one from NRG to score it on the goal line. Squishy trying to end it. Atomic upfield gets a demo on Garrett. JNaps will have Atomic to the right. Takes the option, but Justin saves. Chicago shot high. JNaps keeping the ball in play. Not over yet.
He faked it. He faked it.
Pose. G2 at 0 seconds. Do the unthinkable.
Big time players, big time plays. And Atomic off the fake. Slots it to the right side. Overtime in game 4.
That is unreal. G2, they are never down and out. Now a chance to end it in OT. Garrett being threatened by Atomic. Chicago up. Squishy getting blocked again by Chicago. Justin not the biggest clear. JNaps, where is he? He's right there for the shot. But Squishy clearing it away. Another demo. And Chicago shot just off.
Now 10 saves for NRG. 16 shots. The 17th denied. And NRG's defense denying again here. G2. A shooting gallery on the NRG side. Now Justin.
Pass.
Can NRG sneak this one away?
This game, a must-win game for NRG, Corelli. G2, if they get this one, I think there's no coming back for NRG. Squishy sees Garrett upfield, but can't get it to him. Atomic will stop the ball. Can't get the mid-boost, however. JNaps looking for Chicago. Garrett cutting the play off. Atomic fully boosted. Will stay on it. Oh, and he beats a defender. Little wall dash. Pass to the middle. Squishy will clear it down.
I feel like that was a bit of a giveaway there from Atomic. Had space to make something more. Now Justin Oh, G2 got back quick for that one. Great challenge here by Garrett G. Squishy drops it down. Justin there quickly, but it's not too high. Garrett, can he slot it with no power? Denied by JNaps.
That was a scoring chance for NRG. Justin rushing the clear, hit it right at Chicago. But Garrett will now find Squishy. Hard hit. And well-placed clear from Atomic. Over to JNaps, now up in the middle. Chicago taking it airborne. Garrett passed him, now Atomic again. The shot is on target. Deflected from Chicago. JNaps now to Atomic. Atomic out of boost. And Squishy will get that clear.
20 shots from G2
In the
this
series?
game.
Oh, in the game?
In the game. In this singular game. The 13 saves from NRG. 21 not counting there. Garrett stuffed it. And NRG get out once again.
And another tense overtime we're experiencing. G2 won the last one. Justin dodges the bump. Now Atomic has to retreat. Justin doing work to get this ball down. And now a team bump. Atomic running into a teammate there. Now he's not going to get the best hit, but Chicago's still working with it. Atomic, high hit off the backboard. Garrett gets a touch. Still JNaps put the ball in a threatening spot and will stay upfield. Now retreating out.
They seem so confident on defense, even though it looks dicey. You always have a man on that back line to take the next challenge. That's why there's been 20 shots from G2, and most of them haven't scored. That defense, so organized here in this regional.
Justin can't get the bump on Chicago. Squishy leaving for Garrett. JNaps had the net defended. Not the biggest clear. Squishy popped it over Atomic, but it was high. Justin passing it out. Garrett, the corner again. JNaps will need some support. Atomic doesn't get a big 50 win. It's back to the middle. Justin towards net. And
oh my goodness.
The crossbar. JNaps got just enough of it to keep it out.
Just barely enough, but Squishy had another opportunity there. NRG starting to clamp down. Justin and Garrett both go. Atomic tried to play this one slow and fake out Justin. He's not fooled. Boost picked up. Justin punted out of the way. And G2 not able to get out quite yet. Justin with the demo will keep it alive for NRG. 4 minutes of overtime. And it doesn't feel like anyone's closer to scoring.
Atomic going for the underflip. Didn't get much pace on it. Justin with the stop. Now back out to the middle. Atomic going for it again. Squishy. He gets blocked by Atomic out to the corner. JNaps will stay on the play.
Oh.
One extra touch. Goes for the double. JNaps was trying to finish the game himself.
A little double commit there from G2. You feel like maybe if someone had stayed on ground, they might have had another opportunity to shoot. Nevertheless, possession once again. Atomic. Boost to work with, denied by Garrett again. 23 shots for G2 now is the tally. But it only takes one. That's a big miss. Squishy, the shot went high. Justin also went off the crossbar. It was wide open. They could have put it away.
Oh, you're going to have to take another look at that on the replays. And Justin had JNaps sniffing around. I thought it was over then and there, Corelli, but we play on.
You had so much to shoot there. And the crossbar, the fourth man, denies. But maybe they go again. Justin not going to get there. But a double commit comes out from G2, and JNaps will bail him out. Great touch. And now almost 5.5 minutes of overtime. And we keep going, James.
Garrett now to Justin. Justin, he got the 50. JNaps has to beat Squishy out. Squishy will hit it to the side, can't get the double. Atomic with a solo play chance. Going for the 50, playing the rebound. Ball, and that's good! Chicago, far down and in. Atomic with a massive 50 win here against Justin.
Oh.
Gets that rebound chance and a slotted shot from Chicago. That's how it ends.
And finally, G2 are able to put someone was able to place it on target. G2 also had their fair share of crossbars and misses there. Someone able to slot it for G2. And boy, this game was long, and we still got at least another one.
This series has been hypnotizing, Corelli. These two overtimes, so tense. It's just, you can see how much heart both teams are playing with out there on the field. And we've got a timeout now for NRG. And you know that it was a necessity. NRG now have had a couple games where you think that they might just edge this one out, and G2 has battled back to steal the game away.
Yeah. And I mean, you could I saw when we went to the camera, I saw Garrett's face. I see Squishy's face a little bit. It's a little frustrated to give up that one. I think, especially with the opportunities that NRG had. I mean, 2 shots off the crossbar.
Well, and even just think back, I mean, I said it earlier, NRG has had a few more times than I'd like seeing them where in these final moments where they're winning, they give up a late goal and they give up the game. There was a 0-second goal. How long did G2 keep that ball up? Atomic slotting that far post. That game, it should have been over. NRG should have had the win, and now they find themselves trailing 3-1.
And so many shots there from G2 as well. By the way, I think it was 24. The record in NA is 36. So not even close to the record somehow. But still, tons of shots coming out from G2. And that's good. I mean, that's kind of the expectation from G2 as well, is that they're going to put a lot of shots on target. JNaps in particular loves to, kind of hide that pass as a shot and setting up Chicago. But I think for NRG, or for G2, with NRG's defense that they've been playing against, they're going to have to be a little bit more creative. And that's why we keep calling out Atomic's name, I feel like, because that creativity behind the ball has been so important. Because
and selflessness.
But because the defense of NRG has been so organized. I cannot state it enough. The communication and the poise, the confidence that these guys have in this regional, in this series in particular, is something we haven't seen in a while from NRG.
It has been good, but at the same time, Corelli, it's kind of same old. I hate to say as much as
they're not coming out the win.
You're praising. Well, it's like NRG's defense has always been pretty good, and at times, it's excelled, but where they've fallen short as of late and where they failed to get results is offensively. And even in that last game, you saw the back-to-back crossbar hits, a chance for NRG to end it. They weren't able to do it. So NRG, this has been an opportunity for them to really shake off all those old demons, but they haven't been able to do it yet. And now G2 in firm control of the series, 2 heart-wrenching wins for them, and heart-wrenching losses for NRG, who was holding those leads late but gave them up. And now G2 a chance to finish the job here on Wasteland.
Yeah, if G2 win here, the scoreline is not really going to be indicative of 4-1, would not be indicative of what happened here in this series. This has been a tight match through and through. And that's what you get when these players are familiar with themselves, or with each other, with the team. They know what they're going up against. They've played against each other for a long time. That familiarity matters as Chicago, a double tap just going wide, and now NRG on the counter.
And out to the middle, Atomic. Stellar gameplay. Atomic has been rock solid all series long. Now waiting for a pass from Chicago. The pass comes and Atomic sinks it.
Hey, that's the guy you want taking the shot, and Chicago, he has been a menace for G2 and for NRG's defense. Saucing up Atomic like that in front of the net, he's going to put it away off the post and in, and G2, just over the first minute, they're on the board.
Will that take the wind out of NRG's sails? There's a miss from Justin. Now Space, Squishy with the stop, but an easy rebound. Goal for JNaps. And with the last games of the series featuring goals that were fought for, clawed for, 2 goals that are relatively easy looking for NRG. And you wonder if that's it for NRG.
And I think definitely Squishy a little frustrated on that one because he made a great save. That's not the first time he's had one that just is killed on the goal line, and he needs help there because he had to react to that one so quickly. He thought his teammate was going to get the challenge. And now NRG try to battle back. It'll be Justin to respond for NRG.
Desperately needed goal. Garrett, that extra touch throwing off the defender. Chicago is trying to block the lane, but couldn't get far enough out. And Justin keeping this hope alive. See if NRG can make some magic happen. Off kickoff. Chicago 50, ball back to the corner. Hard shot, and that will be wide.
I think NRG need to get situated here. You're not out of this one yet. Plenty of time, down by a goal. You've proven that you can generate the chances to beat G2. And And the expectation is, G2 just continues the excellence that they've put on. You would love a higher, if you're a G2 fan, you would love a higher conversion rate, but nonetheless, the offense generated is...
I mean, if you're a G2 fan, you're having a fun time. Let's be honest.
Sure.
If you're a G2 fan, this has been a series to watch and enjoy.
I'm just saying, they've been walking a tightrope, though. I mean, that last series could have ended before we even got to overtime. So for G2, like I said, the scoreline definitely not going to tell the full story here if G2 end up winning.
Now that is the trajectory of the series. G2 with a 1-goal lead approaching the halfway point of the game. Chicago cutting around Garrett, but the ball finds its way to Justin. Justin up, off the ceiling, back down. Little bit of a flick there, catching JNAPS by surprise. Squishy back over to Justin, who got the mid boost and steals the corner. JNAPS will be challenged. Chicago up, trying to buy some time for his teammates to get boosted.
Oh, Chicago somehow got possession back for a split second. NRG struggling to get this one over Atomic. JNAPS floating along, flip reset, taking the challenge. And Chicago again poking it by the first man. Justin forced to go, and NRG trying to get out. It'll be Squishy all the way to the far side on G2's end.
Garrett to the backboard. Chicago being patient. It's right to Squishy. Atomic getting blocked by Justin. This is an awkward ball. And a miss from JNAPS makes it more awkward. Justin off the ceiling. Leaves it for Squishy. And Squishy shoots it high. That was a scoring chance gone by the wayside yet again for NRG.
Another one that just goes off the crossbar has plagued them in the last couple of games. They cannot get over the ball enough. And that's the equalizer right there, and that could be the difference.
Will it be the difference? Now, just 1 minute left to play. Could be the final game of the series unless NRG score, force overtime, and win it there. Garrett upfield has Squishy again. The return pass comes. Rebound now out. It's high. And Justin can't get there before Chicago. JNAPS gets bumped off the ball. Garrett to Squishy. Squishy shoots it. Atomic saves it. Looks like it would have been barred down and out anyway. But Atomic, he's always there.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's having a world-class defensive game here. And that we don't even have to talk about the offense he's put on. He has been stellar for G2 defensively. He has blocked a lot of tough shots. Now fake on Squishy. Oh my goodness, he's done them all. And unfortunately couldn't hang on enough to complete it. But he might almost put this one in. Justin gets back in time with 10 seconds left. The last hurrah for NRG.
Final seconds ticking away. This is it. Justin rolling it up the wall. Squishy waiting for a chance. The pass comes. Rebound out. Garrett keeping it in play. Now off the backboard, Chicago. Air dribble is going to try to dunk this in. It pinches. He gets a piece of it. G2 in 5 games take down NRG.